Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and we're going to be talking about the Mysteria Ecclesiae DLC, and today's video is going to be to go through all of the new items that I've found in that DLC. So, first things first, if I miss any, be sure to let me know it on the comment section below, because I would love to be able to go grab them. But with all that being said, there will be a couple guesses in here, and there's going to be one category that I'm not going to cover, which is lore books, because there are a ton of lore books added into this DLC. The monastery has a library with a lot of books in it. They don't really have any gameplay difference, so that's why I'm not including them in this video, but there are a lot of them. So that is the one category that I'm glossing over entirely. Obviously, I'm not asking you to list all of those down in the comment section. Basically, I'm asking if there's a piece of clothing, or a weapon, or armor, or a potion recipe, or anything like that that I miss in this video. Definitely let me know about that. But with all that being said, let's just dive on in. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is some potion recipes. So I believe we got 2 new potion recipes from this DLC. They're the only 2 that I found. And the first one is the anti-inflammatory potion. So this says increases agility and strength in better quality. It increases the amount of experience gained in agility and strength. So it's just a new potion that we haven't had previously with some interesting perks. Not an overly complicated process to make it, but it does require ginger. But that's the first potion that I found in this DLC. And the second one is essential oil. It says a scent for cleansing the air. Unlike common perfumes, it does not increase charisma, but vitality. However, if you use it together with another perfume, it does lower your charisma. So this one is used like perfume, so it is not drank. You know, I assume rub it on you like you do with the Mintha or Lion. But this one doesn't give you a boost to charisma, but it gives you a boost to vitality, so that's a useful gameplay mechanic. So those are the 2 potion recipes that I found in this DLC. Definitely let me know if there are ones that I did not find. Next thing to talk about is there is a dice that you can win, or a die that you can win, through finding some monks down in the basement of the monastery and defeating them at dice. Either that, or you can find it in the bottom of a wine barrel, but I don't remember which one it is. But it is called the Monk's Die, and it says, no one knows for sure whether it was blessed by a holy man or just spat on by a drunken monk. Either way, the die rolls, sort of. It's said to bring good luck to honest people. To scoundrels, it brings foolish dreams and a tendency to trip over things that weren't there before. Or maybe it's the other way around. So, I don't know what this does, weight-wise, but it is a new dice that's added to the game, and there's probably some sort of an exploit for you to get an entire set of 6 of them. I haven't found it, though, so I just have the one, but it does add a new die. As for books, like I said, I'm not going to go over the lore books, but I'm pretty sure all of these skill books are from this DLC. It's hard for me to remember because I didn't keep a list of all the ones that were in the base game, but considering I hadn't read any of these, and I'm pretty sure I picked them all up in the monastery, I think they're added in the monastery. So, the first one is the Writings of Peter Parler. It just says the notes of the great builder Peter Parler. This one has a required skill for scholarship, so I would assume that that's where the XP comes for on this one. The Spear of Longinus is a skill book for the polearm skill. The Legend of Ambrose the Archer is a skill book for the marksmanship skill. The Teachings of Brother Francis is a skill book for the unarmed skill. Saint Sudovoy and the Miracle of the Purse is a skill book for the thievery skill. Then we have Master Theodore's Horse, which is a skill book for the horsemanship skill. And then we have books 1 through 4 of the Physica Hildegardis, Bingensis, and so those are all they're all alchemy books. So we have one of those at level 1, obviously, that'll give you very little XP. Then we have a 2, 3, and 4. And so through reading all of those, you could get a pretty sweet boost to alchemy. So if you haven't maxed that out yet, it'd be great to grab these books in this DLC. There might be more. Like I said, it was hard to sort through when I got out of the monastery exactly what was and what wasn't new, because there were so many books added in, but I'm pretty sure this is all the skill books that they added. Again, let me know if there are more. And possibly the coolest thing added in the DLC is this weapon. We got Boleslav Bavor's sword, and of course I have reforged it. I have a video coming soon that shows the entire process of getting the sword, and then of course reforging it. But it is a one-handed sword, and it is a Crusader sword from the Crusades. So it says, a Crusader's knightly sword with which Boleslav Bavor traveled the Holy Land. I fitted it with a new blade so that it may continue to serve just causes for another decade. It has a minimum strength of 15, a minimum agility of 19 to use, does a piercing damage of 111, slash damage of 117, blunt damage of 35, defense of 225, has a durability of 193. Of course, all these stats are at the highest reforged quality, which is the level 4 or Henry level. This one is pretty cool looking. Here, I'll show you it outside of the inventory. So just taking a peek at it here, you can see, like I said, it is just just a pretty normal looking one-handed sword, but it does have a couple unique things. The fuller that runs along it has some very interesting geometry to it, so that's a very steep side to it, so that does look more unique than a lot of the weapons in the game. Of course, we also have a Deus Vult carved into the hilt there, which of course, very Crusader-y there. And of course, you know, cross insignias on either side of that, and then on both ends of the crossguard and on the pommel up here. So if you're role-playing as a Crusader in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this is the best sword for that. At least the best one-handed sword. So it's definitely a cool addition to the game, and I'm very glad that I was able to get my hands on it. To the best of my knowledge, though, that is the only combat weapon that could be found in this DLC. The other weapon that I found was Dinesh's dagger. This was, it's just a dagger. I don't even know if it has any sort of unique appearance to it, but it has a name. It says up until recently it belonged to Dinesh. Times change. So that is the other weapon that I was able to find. Other than that, I found a couple variants of shield. So we have the Cobbler's Guild Knight Shield. See on my back here, it is using the colors. All of these shields are going to be using the colors of the Teutonic Knight. So we have this one, which just comes to a T with the black and then has white on the field. Then we have the stereotypical one where it's quartered white with a black cross over top of it. Then of course, even possibly more stereotypical, an entire white field with just a black cross in the center. Then we have two Pavises. We have this one here, which is a full length, again, just white with a black cross. And then the split one with white top and a black cross and a black bottom and a white cross. So those are the 5 shields I was able to find in this DLC. All of these were found on, you know, people from the Teutonic Order. So there's not a lot of great ways to get these unless you want to be stealing from chests, knocking people out, or killing. Outside of that, we did find some armor items. So the first one is going to be the Plague Hood. This is possibly the most unique thing added in the DLC. The Warhorse team calls it the Ninja Hood, but that's mostly just appearance because it doesn't really do anything other than that. I mean, obviously, it's got fairly low noise and visibility, but it's definitely not the stealthiest headwear you could wear in the game. But it does look pretty cool because it only leaves your eye slit open. This one is something that you have to make during the DLC, and unfortunately, they made the decision to make it a level 2 variant when you make it, which is confusing to me considering if you're making it brand new, it should always be level 3. But whatever. The Plague Hood, it says a closed hood with fragrant herbs hung around the neck, used for clearing the air of miasma. This one has a stab defense of 1, slash defense of 2, blunt defense of 4, conspicuousness of 77, noise of 20, and visibility of 8. So it's unique, and the appearance, I guess, is what is super special about this, other than obviously using it for the mission. But yeah, that is the Plague Hood. Then after that, we got some cleric's habits that I'm pretty sure this specific variant wasn't in the game before. I could be wrong, but they looked new to me, so there are 2 different variants of that. They don't really have anything special in the description or whatever, but one is just a little bit more white and the other one's a little bit more off-white. I guess the tabard going down the center is slightly different too. But to go with one of those, I'll leave that on there, and we can show the Abbot's Hood. The only way to get this is from the Abbot himself. It is a unique hood. It says, flamboyantly simple, but coupled with an exceptionally esteemed mission, to be a shepherd and lead his flock through the tearful valley of earthly life, one must have great determination. I have no idea if this is supposed to be in the game, or accessible in it, because usually when there's this icon of just the bag, you're not supposed to have it. But then again, you know, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth because it's pretty cool. So it's just a black hood and it comes with this gold cross on it. So if you're role-playing as a monk or warrior monk or priest or whatever, this is definitely a cool item to get. I got it, I believe, just through pickpocketing, or not pickpocketing, lockpicking the abbot's chest when he was asleep. Obviously, if you knocked him out and stole it from him, you could, but that's probably going to get you a wanted level. Outside of that, we have 2 other hoods. We have 2 variants of the servant's hoods that can be obtained through the same methods of getting anything from the Teutonic Knights. This one has full white with just the little Teutonic crest there, and then the servant's hood, this other one, is white and black with a white and black crest on it. So that's all the hoods, and I already showed you all the cleric's habits, so I can take that off now. Then we got several different Waffenrocks from the Teutonic Knights. The first one is a coat of arms surcoat, so this is a full-length surcoat, goes all the way down to the knees. Again, solid white with just the black T-cross. Then we have a more stereotypical one. It's the same length, solid white with a black cross on the chest. Then we have a variant. It's interesting that it's still called the Crusaders of the Red Star Waffenrock, but this one, stat-wise and everything, it's the same as the Crusaders of the Red Star Waffenrock that we already had, but this one is, of course, in the Teutonic colors, so white with that black T-cross. Then we have the Knights Waffenrock, which is slightly shorter than the surcoat, but the same basic style as that second surcoat we looked at, and the Ornate Waffenrock, which is nice and short, which is the style I like. This one is half black, half white, with the black cross on the white half, so that's possibly my favorite one. I mean, I always like the sleeveless Waffenrocks the best, but I do like the one that actually has the cross on it instead of the T-cross. I mean, that's still a cross, but not the style that I prefer the cruciform cross. But that is, I believe, all of the items that you can get in this DLC. As of right now, when I'm recording this video, I have not found a way to get my hands on the leader of the Teutonic Order's cuirass. It's unique, and I want to get my hands on it, so if anybody has figured that out, definitely let me know. But with all that being said, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.